I'm a personal trainer, so I do love my fitness. It's one of those things for me where I just can't help but move. I always want to move. I've always wanted to move. I just love that feeling. And then being trapped in a body where it doesn't want you to move, it wants you to stop to conserve energy so it can rebuild itself. A very difficult place to be in. So I understand the frustrations of a lot of people who are stuck in that same position of pain, unable to move, unable to do very much. Now, just to give you a little bit of hope, my current fitness level has actually gone up dramatically. So I currently ride my bike to and from work, and I ride about 80 kilometers a week. That's massive for me, massive. I wouldn't have even dreamed about this several months ago, but I've just found that I've been able to implement it and my body has adapted into it, which is really, really good. So I'm not really pushing at a really hard pace with that, and the bike riding is really, it's my main form of transportation. I don't own a car at the moment, so I ride my bike to work. Now I'm lucky enough to live on the beach, so I ride up along the coast, so I'm getting some fresh air, beautiful views, sunshine first thing in the morning and at lunchtime, and really leaves me feeling good. Bike riding is something that I absolutely loved growing up, all the way through into right up before I got sick. When I got sick, I stopped. I wasn't able to ride a bike anymore because it would exhaust me. And you know, I may have ridden less than 10 times in the 8 years that I was really, really sick. And now I've ridden my bike 40 plus times and I'm riding quite large distances. Yesterday I probably did 20 kilometers, I think, which is huge for me. And you know, I'm a little bit sore. Yes, my legs are sore most days at the moment, but it's something that I'm able to do, so I don't even care. I feel great. As well as that, I'm doing 3 strength training sessions a week. It's very light or low volume, I would say, is probably the best way to put it, and I still limit the lower body exercise because lower body strength training seems to drain my energy much faster than anything else. So I actually love deadlifting heavy stuff. Again, I started to do that last week. It knocked me around too much. I started getting migraines and really run down, so I've cut that out again. And I'll push that again maybe in another week or two and see if my body can handle it at that point. But generally, with the low volume strength training that I'm doing, I've found that the program that I'm on is working really, really well. I've had great success with it and I feel really good. So for a little bit more information, you can have a look at Easy Strength by Dan John and Pavel Tsatsouline, or however you pronounce his last name. It's really, really basic programming, and it works exceptionally well for me. Now, the original way that they have the program written up is training 5 days a week, and I'm only training 3 days a week, so I've got more rest in between it. So I have made some slight modifications to suit what I feel works for me, and it's something that may work for you. So have a look at that. You can look at an article online very easily. Easy Strength. Yeah, it works really well. So what else? On top of that, I've got my self-massage tools here. Now, one thing they talk about with fibromyalgia, and I say fibromyalgia, it generally runs alongside chronic fatigue syndrome. So if you only have the chronic fatigue and you don't have the fibro, lucky you. But for me, I'm sore and tight majority of the time. So they do warn against doing massage and rolling and a lot of that sort of thing with the tools. So I've always seen warnings with foam rollers saying if you have fibromyalgia, maybe don't do it. Well, in my experience, if I don't do it, I feel terrible. If I do it, I feel so much better. I can get instant relief in some cases. So use your own discretion. Remember that I am a professional. I am trained with a lot of this stuff and I've had extensive experience. So I really think you're best to work with a personal trainer or health coach or doctor or physio, some sort of rehabilitation specialist that can help you with that depending on your own condition. But for me, massage tools are very important. I've been using foam rollers for many years now. I'm now up to using a rumble roller, which is a lot more brutal than a lot of them, but that's because my muscles are a lot more pliable than they once were, and this is really what gets in and works for me now. This is the Mobility WOD Supernova, and this is the most impressive massage ball I've ever used. It seems to be to have built-in wizardry, which will just push muscle fibers aside and give instant relief, better than anything else that I've ever used. So if you don't have access to something like that, and these are quite expensive, I'm talking $50, $60, just a basic massage ball, this is just a bouncy ball, which is hard enough, is generally good enough for being able to dig into those muscles and give you some relief. This thing's called the Theracane. This is one of my favourite ones because I have really tight traps, so right up on top here leading into my neck, and what I can do with this is grab it and just work on releasing those muscles through there. Seems to go really well for me. So alongside with the rolling, I do stretching, because realistically you want to get some massage going on and then go and get your stretching on the other side of it to really tell the muscles where you want them to sit. So bring them into their normal range or normal position. So that's important. Now, using the foam rolling tools or massage balls is great. It's not always the answer. So you still need to get manipulation, as in massage. I've been working with an occupational therapy for many years, and she is incredible for getting in and loosening things up and just resetting my system. As I've been traveling over the last 10, 11 months now, I think, I haven't been able to see her too often, but I will just go and get a deep tissue massage whenever I can. So I'm due for one today because I can feel tightness up through my neck and shoulders, and I can't quite get these tools to do what I need to take that pressure away. Now, when this happens, I get to this point where I call fake tired, where I'm so tight up through here it starts restricting blood flow to my brain, and it just makes me feel tired. But at the same time, I might feel tired, I may not be able to sleep as well, again, because of the restricted blood flow. So that's something that I need to work on. Another thing that happens with chronic fatigue cases, people with really tight muscles and stuff through there, is sometimes you have issues with swallowing. The muscles through your neck, shoulders, upper back can all get tight and then put restrictions on the digestive tubes, and you can get stuff stuck in your throat. It can be really problematic. I know my dad's had issues with that in the past, and I've had issues with it in the past. Again, over the last sort of 3 months, I haven't had any issues whatsoever, as I've been feeling better, been able to train better. The training's helped me to reset my posture, and as my posture has been held tight, I haven't had anywhere near as many issues with that. So, what else? Fitness. My biggest goal is to put some muscle back on and regain my strength, especially in my upper body. It has been very difficult, and I've lost a lot of weight over the years and a lot of strength. And working as a personal trainer when you are lacking a lot of that strength can be very difficult too, and very, very frustrating. So I do eat a lot of calories to try and support building the muscle. I mentioned in the supplement section that I'm taking creatine to give me a bit of a help as well. But realistically, until my digestive system is really working efficiently, I shouldn't really be putting on too much muscle. Now, I know that since I started riding my bike and getting my legs working every day, I've put on some muscle through there very quickly, and that has been great for just being able to build a little bit of strength and build the endurance through there. I've noticed my fitness level has gone up dramatically, so that initially when I started riding my bike 4 weeks ago, my ride to work was about 30 minutes, and now it's generally probably between about 22 and 25, which, you know, I can track that as being like a massive improvement as well. So that's really good. But look, I have had the other side as well. I do remember how difficult it was to walk up to my letterbox, up my driveway, collect my mail, and walk back into the house. I do remember that. That was a real thing for me. And, you know, my letterbox was maybe 30 meters away at the most. All right, hard stuff. Also, throughout this whole time of being stuck in this sick state or whatever, is I was working as a personal trainer, so I was still running fitness groups for 8 years, 7.5 of those while I was sick. So I would still go out and expend the energy and do whatever was necessary to train these people, because that was my source of income. One thing that I did find through that was if I didn't do any exercise, I would end up in pain. If I did exercise, I would end up in pain. So the benefit of doing exercise was I knew that it was helping with my body. I knew that it was helping to give me some strength, some circulation, allowing some endorphins to flow. I would feel good while I was doing it. And I figure that if I'm going to get pain if I do nothing compared to if I do something, well, I might as well do something and let my body feel good, because it works. Obviously, exercise, the body is made to move, so you really want to get something going on. Now, the hard stuff, what I'm doing right now, is well beyond what a lot of people can do and may be able to do, especially in the early stages. I know it was for me. So the first stage is really walking. Walking is great when you can handle that. I have had times where my feet are so sore that I can't physically walk, but as I could walk more and more and more, it became the staple thing, and it's now one of my favourite things to do. I'm quite happy going for a 2-hour walk any day of the week if I have the time, just because it feels so good mentally and physically. Another thing that I've done a lot of is Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, any of those flowing, low-intensity practices. I did find that with yoga, it was generally too physical, and doing too much of that would destroy me. So I could never go and do a full class, but it might be 5 or 10 minutes of yoga. It might just be a couple of poses strung together that worked really well. Qigong, Tai Chi, nice slow flowing movements. These, as well as the yoga, help to build energy, so they are supposed to be a really energy building thing. Now, I found that often when I was doing that, I felt reasonably good, but still there was an energy cost, so I wouldn't be able to build as much energy from doing that and reap the benefits. I would actually be expending energy to do the practice and still suffer the consequences. So that had to be done in smaller varieties too. But another thing I'm going to mention along that whole yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong type thing is the earthing aspect, and being able to get your feet into the dirt, because that will help to earth out your body. Remember, we have electrical currents running through our body, and we need the earthing to be able to help balance us out. You know, these days we get around wearing shoes most of the time. It's rare that people are barefoot outside in the dirt or whatever to get that. So one of the things you can use to combat that is an earthing sheet in your bed, or you can use an earthing pad at your workstation where your computer is. I've been using these things for years just to build on the advantage. Now, at the moment, I actually live on a second-story apartment, so I'm up off the ground, so I definitely have my earthing sheet in there. It has been reported that people that live at a higher elevation in high-level apartments have a lower instance or lower experience of health than people that live at ground level, because of the contact with the earth, or, you know, distance from. Now, I don't know all the science behind it, but I just know that if I'm outside, I want to be barefoot. I know that I feel so much better when I'm connected to the earth like that, and I know that's something that can help for you. So if you can implement that with your fitness routine, fantastic. If you are at the state where you cannot do much in the way of fitness, then your fitness can be more of a meditation type thing. I have been in the same boat, whereas my Tai Chi, Qigong may just be a seated meditation where I'm possibly moving the arms, but not necessarily. Maybe I'm just sitting there, feet in the dirt, and just breathing deeply and getting the blood flow, getting the oxygen flow through the body, and getting the mental, spiritual help required to help heal that body. Wherever your fitness is at is okay for now. And don't be afraid to challenge it at times. But I will say this, don't go and do something stupid knowing that it will knock you flat and set you back for weeks on end. Occasionally I have done that, and I don't always regret it. Sometimes I do, but sometimes the joy of participating in something with family or friends, a group, can be so beneficial on a mental level and a spiritual level that you feel so good about the achievement that you did that you don't even mind the suffering that comes alongside of that. Those memories and those benefits can sometimes pull you through. So use your own discretion with that and talk to people. Fitness is tough, and it's a slow, gradual build. Go easy on yourself, have low expectations, and allow your body to heal at whatever rate it is. And just be happy and grateful for the fitness level that you have at the time, and everything will start working out well for you.